Before we get started, I just want to say I am the stupid person who waited until the sun goes down to make this video. So if you notice that the lighting starts getting worse, no, it's not. It's all a part of your imagination. Ooh. Sorry about that, but we move. Okay, hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you are not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and today I'm about to unhaul some books. Okay, this has been a long time in the making, I fear. I have reached my limit. I've hit too close to the sun, whatever that saying is. Yeah, I have a stack of books next to me that I'm going to give away to donate or to my used bookstore, and I just wanted to make an unhaul video before I do that because it's a good amount of books I'm getting rid of. I needed space on my shelves, okay, because I originally wanted to do a book haul video, but then I realized I have no space on my bookshelves to store any of these books. So book unhaul first, book haul coming soon. Spent the time today cleaning out my shelves, cleaning up my shelves, kind of reorganizing them, but not really. And these are the books next to me that I have decided to give away. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first few books I have are ones that I've kept simply because I thought that they held a little bit of sentimental value. High school books that I annotated. Okay, so I annotated Passing by Nella Larson. I annotated Animal Farm by George Orwell. I annotated The Great Gatsby. And then I annotated Lord of the Flies by William Golding and A Raisin in the Sun by Lauren Hansberry. These are all books that I annotated in high school and I kept because of all of the hard work that I put into annotating these damn books, even though I did not like most of them, if not all of them. So there's no point in me keeping them. I don't look at these books thinking I'm going to reread any of them anytime soon, so yeah. To be honest, most of the reason why I kept these is because my brother is in high school, so I kept my annotated versions in case once he got to a certain grade he needed to read these, and so I kept them around for him. But since he's about to graduate soon, I don't really think there's a point in keeping these. But yeah, all 5 of these are going to be leaving so I can make space for new books that I like. Just want to get those out of the way. Now let's get into the actual fun books. Another book that I'm going to unhaul that a lot of people might know because it's a part of a very popular series, The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the final book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I read this while I was in the UK last year, and this is actually the UK copy of it. I remember liking the book in the moment, and then as I continued to sit with it, I realized I didn't like it. So there was no point in keeping it on my shelf. There's like one other book in here that I got while I was in the UK that I wanted to keep simply because it reminded me of the UK, but I realized that's not smart to do because it's just taking up space when I don't have any good feelings towards books like these. So yeah, I'm giving away The Final Offer. This needed to leave my shelf. My favorite one is the second. Terms and Conditions is my favorite book, and I don't really feel the need to own any of the other books of the series. I thought that the first one was mediocre, and as I look back on this, I realize that this is not a good book. It's actually, I feel like, the worst one, which is sad because I feel like this is one a lot of people were looking forward to, and it just didn't hit the mark. I have to give it away, and I am kind of sad about it, but gotta do what I gotta do, okay? Another book that I got while I was in the UK that I am sadly getting rid of is An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. This is a book that I do highly recommend to people, like for you guys to read. It's a really good fiction romance book, but for me personally, as much as I do like this book, I don't think I need to keep it on my shelf. This is another one I got while I was just walking in a random Waterstones in Manchester, and I just felt the need to buy it, and it's good. Like I said, I did like it, but I don't need to keep it. Like whenever I look at this book, I'm just like, I'm never gonna like reread this because I don't remember liking the ending all that much. I actually really dislike the ending, but everything else in the book I really liked, which is why I was just like, maybe I should keep it. But I was like, no, why would you do that? So I'm not going to. But I do really recommend this book. It's about a couple, a black couple specifically, and The man gets wrongfully prosecuted and sent to jail for a crime that he did not commit, and the girl and him still are in a relationship while he's in jail, and they're communicating through letters, jail visits, all of this stuff for like years. And then one day the girl ends up slowly falling in love with her best friend while her husband is in jail. It's not funny, but it's a messy, this is a very messy book. So once the husband gets out of jail, he finds out that his wife is with someone, and he's not that happy about it, and things start to unfold. And it's really good book, okay? I really do recommend this. I liked it. I liked Tayari Jones' writing style. It's just, it doesn't need to be on my shelf. Next book I'm getting rid of is probably going to be a shock to you guys because of how much I love this book. I don't think you guys are ready for this one. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorite comfort books. Like, this is one of my favorite romances, favorite books of all time. I love Red, White, and Royal Blue. However, I have the opportunity to get a very special collector's edition of the book soon, so I don't need to have 2 copies on my shelf. Like, that's just not something that I really feel the need to do. I do that with like 1 or 2 other books on my shelves, but for Red, White, and Royal Blue, I don't need multiple copies of this. I'm fine getting rid of the OG copy for the special edition that I'm gonna be getting soon. So it's only leaving my shelf so I can get a different version of it, but I'm still gonna have Red, White, and Royal Blue on my shelf, and you guys might see that edition in my book haul that is coming soon. This is the copy that I've reread like several times. I love this book, but I'm gonna be seeing it again. Marina, you will be seeing this book again. You're gonna be seeing it again, and it's gonna be a prettier edition. So I don't know why. I'm just so dramatic. Literally ignore me. The next set of books I'm about to show you are in a series. It's a box set, and again, books that I love, that you guys know I love, that I am going to be giving away to get new editions of. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. There's no way I would be getting rid of this unless it was for a valid reason. And just like with Red, White, and Royal Blue, as much as I love this series, I don't think I need to own multiple copies of it. And I recently bought the OG paperbacks like yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I'd rather have those on my shelf than these. As much as I like these covers, I don't really like them as much compared to the older covers. And don't even get me started on the newer covers of Percy Jackson. I just think with every new edition the covers get worse and I'd rather own the old editions. So yeah, I just placed an order to have those shipped to me. I should be getting them in a few days, so expect those in the haul as well. But say goodbye to these, okay? These are not going to be on my shelf anymore, and I'm very sad to see these go. I've had these for 4 years now, but I don't really like these covers in comparison to the OG covers. I like the aesthetic and the look of the OG covers more. I like how the spines connect to show New York. I think that that's cool, but I'd rather have a different edition of these books on my shelves. So getting rid of the box set. The next book I'm getting rid of is one that I feel like it's been a long time coming. It's one that I don't really think is surprising to me, but might be to you guys. I am getting rid of Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I read this book I think 2 years ago, and I remember because it took me months to get through it, and then by the time I finished it I did like it, but not enough to keep it on my shelf. I think the reason why I've kept this book and one other book on my shelf for as long as I have is simply because of how big it is, and it looks like I'm so studious and smart when I have a giant book like this on my shelf. And also the cover is gorgeous. It's just the aesthetic of having it is the reason behind me having it, but I don't think that's a good enough reason to keep it when I have other books that need to be stored on my bookshelf. It just makes no sense. Obviously I read it, you can see that I started annotating at some point, then I stopped because I was just like, that's a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving this away, and I have no real feelings towards this decision. I think that this again has been a long time in the making. I remember reading Priory of the Orange Tree and again liking it, but feeling like it was at some points kind of mediocre. So yeah, I think it's time to get rid of it, and I think whoever is gonna own it is going to love it a lot more than I did. Another giant book that I kept on my shelf but don't actually need. Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. I honestly feel more conflicted about giving this one away than Priory of the Orange Tree. And it makes me feel weird saying that because I know that there's a lot of stuff about J. Kristoff that gives people the ick, and rightfully so from what I've seen. Ew. But I remember really liking this book, but now that the sequel has come out, I've realized I have no real desire to read the sequel, like at all. That book has been out for like months and I haven't even given it a second glance. Every time I go to the bookstore, I'm just like, oh, that exists. This book is actually like really, really good in my opinion. Take it from someone who hasn't read any other J. Kristoff books to compare this one to. This was my first J. Kristoff book and I really, really liked it. And it's not as much as the book that I liked, but I really, really liked the look of the book. Like, this book is stunning. The art in the book, oh my god. The characters in the book, oh my god. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Whenever I think about this book, I do get a little bit sad. It's a very sad fantasy. And obviously it's a vampire book. You guys know how much I love vampire books. So everything in me is telling me to keep it. That and the fact that the main character of this book is one of my favorite characters of all time. Gabriel de Leon is one of my favorite characters in any fantasy book, but I don't need to keep this book. You know, like it doesn't do anything for me to have it on my shelf when I know I'm never going to read the sequel. I'm never going to reread this. And just because the book is pretty doesn't mean I should keep it. It's so sad to say because this book is seriously stunning. Like, even when you flip through the pages, like there's little fan art in here. Gabriel de Leon, king, love him, truly I do. But yeah, there's no need for me to keep this. I will be giving it away. And this is like the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so I know whoever is going to get this is going to have the time of their life. But I don't need to own it. I will miss it though, I'm not gonna lie. I do think I'm gonna miss it, but once it's gone, it's like out of sight, out of mind, I think. Once it's actually officially off on my shelves, I'll be fine. Okay, so the last 4 books that I have for you, I feel like the stack is gonna topple over. I'm piling them on my floor and I feel like this is gonna fall. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're almost finished with this video. The last 4 books I'm going to show you are also a part of a series, and this is also long overdue. A long time in the making, if you will. An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. Guys, I know. I can already hear the cries and the sobs and the screaming that is coming from me deciding to give these away. Look, I have tried to reread this series twice now, and every time I do, I stop in the middle of the 3rd one. I have yet to touch the final book because that 3rd one just really does not make me want to go through with the rest of the series, okay? The first 2 books, An Ember in the Ashes and Torch Against the Night, these are peak YA literature. These are some of, I feel like, genuinely my favorite YA fantasies, sci-fis of all time. I do enjoy these 2 books. However, it's not enough to make me want to push through the 3rd one. And I feel like it's only just the 3rd one because my friend who has read the series says that the thing that I don't like about the 3rd book is it's in the 4th book. So really all I gotta do is try to get through this one. But I don't think it's ever gonna happen, guys. I don't think it's ever gonna work. I don't think it's gonna happen. As much as I want it to, I don't think it's gonna work. Like, these were the first ones that I picked off my shelf that are like, these sadly have to go. I've had these for years and it makes me sad, but I don't think I'm gonna get through this series. And I really want to, but it's not gonna happen, I fear. As much as I want it, I don't think I want it enough. I don't think I wanted enough to go through these books again just to hit the same breaking point. It's honestly exhausting. It's on because like I have to read from the same character that I hate in the 3rd book over and over until I begin to like it, and I don't think I'm going to like it, so why am I torturing myself? It's just not worth it to me. Unless you guys can really convince me in the comments to keep it, then maybe, but I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna happen. This is kind of a done deal. Like I said, a long time in the making. Me and these books have been together for like 4 years as well, I'm pretty sure, and it's been fun. It has, but I don't need them. I don't think I'm gonna finish this series anytime soon. Who knows, maybe in the future I might come back to Ember in the Ashes and I might actually enjoy it all the way through from beginning to end of the series. But right now I can tell you with full sincerity that I don't plan on doing that anytime soon, and not with these books on my shelves. It's just taking up a lot of room that other books that I just bought need. So yeah, I will be giving these away, sadly. This feels more like a loss to me than anything, because I do feel like I'm losing something. Like I lost a contest that I made with myself, because every time I tried to read this series and every time I stopped at the same part, I felt like I was failing something. But now I realize it's not really a failure. If a book isn't hitting, then it's not hitting. I just need to know when to give up, and I think this is when I have to call it quits. Those were all of the books that I am going to unhaul. I'm probably gonna get rid of these like within the next 2 or 3 days. So yeah, you guys won't be seeing these books ever again. You're not gonna see them on my shelf. I'm sure in your personal lives you're gonna see these books again. You know, unhauls for me are usually like not that difficult. Granted, I've only done unhauls maybe like once or twice on this channel, but like in my day-to-day, I get rid of like 1 or 2 books maybe once a month if I'm being real. It's just when it has to be in bulk. When I know that I have to get rid of a lot at once, that's when it starts hurting a bit. Like in total, I think this is over 15 books, maybe 20, I don't know. And I can feel my heart breaking a little looking at all of these, but I'm looking at my shelves and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of space that just opened up. It had to be done, people. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. If you guys enjoyed this, thank you. If you guys would like to follow me on social media, I mostly interact on Twitter. Not necessarily my book Twitter, just like my normal Twitter. Elon Musk took down my account. I don't think I mentioned that yet, but Elon Musk took down my original Twitter, so I made another Twitter account. So follow me on there, along with my book Twitter if you want. But again, I don't really post much on there because book Twitter scares me as a platform. People are not normal on there. So I don't really interact on that account. But you can follow me on my regular one. You can follow me on my Instagram and all the other apps in the description below. And yeah, I think that that's it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.